can have up to 3 guests at a time on your live. I do get that, however, this handset is a little bit old. It's an expensive handset, but it's old in that it was worthy at the time, but due to the number of updates that you are getting on phones, software, and what you call applications, it's still a good phone, but it cannot work with these times. It cannot work with these updates. The same way, you want to go back to Kemet, you want to go back to your roots, to culture, but that program cannot work in updated version of today. Okay? We are a new race. We are the 5th dimensional beings. We are the age of centaurs. We are the new race. So there's no way you as the new race can work with old and outdated program. There's no way a modern car can go back and work with a carburetor. It is almost impossible. You can modify, you can get a carburetor and modify your car. Keyword, modify the car, a modern car, to work with that. You can change a modern day car into a manual, but you can only modify. So you have to demolish it. You have to take it apart to put in a manual gear. Now, niä ndirä kä ndå gä tagwo getä ka njega wa må thaka nä må mbå i wa mbarä ya mbu ambå i nä o metagwo ethetheria, koguo nä twendete gå thetheria kana gå theria maå ndå. So nä iguaga må gä kå yå akiuga wega må no atä rä rä atä mweri wä nja ndwä roragä rwo, nä må gä kå yå rauga atä mweri wä nja ndwä roragä rwo, ngana kaigua akiuga mweri nä wä roragä rwo. You get what I'm saying? Mweri nä wä roragä rwo. Point of correction and stand corrected. Mwiko ni ati mweri weja ni wiroragirwo. So what do they mean? So when wega muno, every time you are going to a situation or circumstance where the energy is kwirorera, it's never a good thing. Uthia kwirorera bara, uthia kwirorera thenema yororera, the outcome can be both positive or negative. Uthia kwirorera movira, the outcome can be positive or negative. So every time you are in the energy of kwirorera, most of the time an outcome that is going to leave unfulfilled. It's going to leave some people feeling that they didn't win. Some people feeling that they lost. Oh, my starting died. Oh, my girl that I was hoping for, she got monster. So, mweri ureja nwiroragirwo. I'm talking about the fulfilling or the unfulfilled part. Now, jega wa muthaka moboi wa mbari ya bu ni Taurus. Okay? Now, when it comes to Taurus, the second house, the throat chakra, my moon is exalted in Taurus. AKA, the moon always feels home in Taurus. It doesn't matter your sign. The moon is exalted in Taurus. So, jega wa muthaka mweri wakwa we Leo. So, as a Taurus, my moon was in Leo. But remember, the moon is exalted in Taurus. AKA, the moon is always at home in Taurus. So now, the moon is in Taurus. So the moon is home. So the moon is where it loves being. So the full moon in Taurus means you have to start being practical with the feelings that you're having. The thoughts and the ideas, the feelings that you are feeling right now, the emotions, you have to be practical with them. You have to make them make sense. You have to ground them. They have to have a grounding. They cannot be chaotic. They cannot be everywhere. Okay? Now, during the full moon, we don't do any rituals. The only rituals you can do is protection rituals. What do I mean? So when the moon is waxing, aka when the moon is waxing, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Karate Kid, yay, and all that bullshit. So, entertainment, kwirorera, kena Karate Kid ne yahoro, gano karakara ne yahoro, ne Mr. Miyagi, whatever it is on you. So, when the moon is waxing, liria mweri orahaka, wax on, wax off. I had to punishment Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, so when you are waxing, okay, you wax that surface. What are you? Wajegamo the kanikureka. I am waxing my bookshelf. So when you are waxing something all the way to waxing your shoes, you are shining them. Nikionaga kiwi ina wax. Your shoe polish has wax. So when you are polishing the shoe, you are waxing your shoe. That waxing is making the shoe shine. So when the moon is waxing, aka when the moon is hacking, the whole of this week, so now you have a full moon. When the moon is waxing, you are supposed to be planting your seeds, aka whatever you want to manifest, be it a person, place, or thing, a situation or circumstance, you're supposed to be doing it then. When the moon is waxing, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Karate Kid. Now, wax kirato, I'm waxing the table surface. When the moon is waxing. I have so many people. This is a question they keep asking me, especially for some classes. Like there are some people who are taking astrology classes. And the question they ask, they keep asking, what is the difference between waxing and waning? Let me repeat it again, because I may not repeat it again for that class. When the moon is waxing, when you are waxing a surface, aka polishing, it means to shine. When you shine your shoes, your shoe polish has wax to help you shine your shoes. So when the moon is waxing, that is waxing. That is Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi. That is when you're supposed to be planting your seeds. That is when you're supposed to be doing your manifestation rituals or spells. Now, for those of you who just came from the church and you don't like hearing the word spells, a spell is something that you are creating, writing, you are casting spells. That is why it's called a spell. It's a plan that you are writing down, a business plan, your a to-do list, to meeting someone. That is still a spell. So that is when you're supposed to be practicing your spell, when the moon is waxing. Now, when you have a full moon, remember keyword, full moon. You're not supposed to be adding anything to something that is full. If you add water to my water container and it is full, the water container is going to overflow. And the overflowing will not be very comfortable because it is full. So you are going to have water on your pants and people are going to ask you, why are you wet in your gym clothes? So when the water is flowing, overflowing, or when something is full, we don't add. We stop adding anything. We stop our manifestation. We stop our rituals, because you cannot add something to something that is full. Now, full moon in Taurus, and I'm a Taurus sun. Really true ninjas. Mogikaraja. Tomorrow 8th will be the full moon. The energy start tonight. Wajiroabo, Gwenethayo, just loud and clear. Asuneu Sinemo Wagikaraja, Korea, Juja, now Wajirobo. Big esoteric soul group in the house. Now, so, when the moon is full, we are not supposed to be adding anything. Remember, what is full? Your rituals, your spells, your intention that you had planted. Now, if you had planted good seeds, if you are really good with the occult, then that means, the occult means the unhidden. If you are really good with your thoughts, your minds, because what we can see is your mind. So if you are really good with your mind, the occult, for the people in church, before you start hating, then whatever plans you had plans in your mind, whatever rituals you had manifested in the occult, the unhidden, that which you cannot see, which is your mind, then if it was a good fruit, good results, mwisho wa mwezi, umefanya kazi, umelipwa, then the only rituals you're supposed to be doing is to protect it, aka, ogoneka musahara, okimenya doa kudegode. ogone tungotore na tu ugakimenya nigetha urihe nyumba na urihe mai na urihe thitima na urihe internet na urihe gasi na urihe maundu maria mothe uriha manage. So the only protection you're supposed to be doing is protective rituals, aka during the full moon you do protectional rituals. Now, for those who rituals and spells, for those who don't like hearing the word rituals and spell, you practice what you mean by sitting your ass down and be careful and reaping the benefits of your month, the fruit of your labors. So you are more careful. You are not too excited with the money because you know by day 10 utakuwa umesota for this world. But in the spiritual world, it's very different. Now, when the moon is waning, aka when the moon is leaving that state of being full, okay, that is the point you're supposed to be now chilling and enjoying the fruits of your labors. Okay? Now you can sit. Now you can enjoy what you planted. Now if you planted in the wrong season, now you can wait for your berry to start growing. The first month, now you can miss your period because you have distracted your moon. So you are reaping the benefits of whatever you have achieved and done. If you had planted good seeds during the waxing with your rituals, now during waning, you can sit back and relax with a drink. Shout out to Moshai making nice hibiscus wine, where the hibiscus wine, Arianate Kramaito. Beautiful wine, I got a bottle. Shout out to the people who came for the soul group meetup yesterday. All of you, you saw the wine. We had a really beautiful time. You saw Scorpio season happen. Subconscious community, soul group community right here in Kenya. You know yourself. So now, Mugikuyu akiuga mweri weja niweroragirwo amanishaga atiriri. When you have a full moon, you do not try to add anything. Ni wa kwirorerwo, ni mweri wa kimakia. Nikio aigwa ni mweri wa kimakia. Nikio mugikuga atiri mweri weja niweroragirwo, aka ndukongerere kindu. Kwirorera, urathio ukirorera bara, ukirorera maundu makihappen. Hatiri undu urongerera, we huna maoni. Okay? Mweri weja niweroragirwo, aka when you have a full moon, you don't do any rituals. And rituals, before you get again, spookism, rituals means the things that you do on a daily basis, you chill a little bit. Okay? You can now go easy on your rituals. Okay? You can even wake up a little bit late. And this goes even deeper if you know the time of day. I'll give you an example. No the supermarket. No iwa KFC gekenuga ke GMO. No na okire GMO. Iwa ke GMO gekenuga. So while the wet ke GMO, the moon is full no edramenya. Wet ke GMO because you are not practicing as above to below. Wet ke GMO. Wet ke GMO owa gekeraga viriviri. Wale wake GMO ke KFC ile ukoya na sauce. Oithi kuya viriviri wakora viriviri nesiathira. For whatever reason viriviri nesiathira. Where hadomenya you have a full moon and you are just the observer, and since you know the energy of the full moon, everything is happening for you. So that you onanidea na viriviri muno mo toginya de na viriviri. So you lighten that moment. You transmute that energy. You, because you are a man of the world, you are lost in the light, you think that everything is about you, you have ego. Wanga viriviri ile okagia goma. How dare you KFC amuna pilipili? Ama ni kwa sababu ya wazungu. Mnafanyaga si mzungu amepata. Na ni maneno kwa makala piece no ngakio ni mzungu. Fuck all of you. I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to go live. Imagine I'm at KFC. Imagine these people, they don't have pilipili. You are missing the point. It's a full moon. And you're adding to the moon. So when the people come and tell you to sit your tiny piece of ass and take an esoteric seat and be schooled, and they tell you, wewe una complain KFC ya mzungu, wewe kwa nini ulikuwa umeenda kukula hapo? Kwa nini hujaenda kukula chips ya mama kibanda? So you are going to complain about mzungu while eating mzungu chips. So that kind of energy. So now instead of you shining is the full moon, you are getting the full wrath of the full moon, aka mweri weja ndoragirwo. So andothe turakorwo gitrend ni undu wa bullshit. Ugiaga kuria tiriri, riria ringi uguraga chipo ri ni uhuraga mbica ngano enda tumenya wi KFC. a comment yakauga atiriri, we know the only reason you are at KFC is because it is the end of the month. The only reason you are there is because it's the end of the month. Otherwise, show us the other day. Ruwe ukagarukwo ni mweri ugakurira. Nikio mwe kuugaga atiriri. Mweri uri njari. Ni wiroragirwo. Ni thayo. Kumenya ti ruthiomi. Kumenya ti guthomithio na ti guthoma. Kumenya ni kumenya, ni ugi, ni njugi, ni ugo, ni kwaga gwitikira kurutwo ni maundu maria uraigua, ukamarega mothe, ukamaruta, ugathi against, kiri kira kia muthenya ugi ya uthi against. The power of saying no, which is the power of knowing. For you to know, you have to say no. You have to say no to bullshit. So no, N-O, and no, K-N-O-W, is the same thing. Wajirwabo gwene thayo. All the way to why Kipchoge Keino breaks records, because in the energy of saying no, no to this record. So he's always breaking world records, just because he's in the energy of Keino, or no, or knowing. Or the Gnostics. Shout out to the Gnostics. Shout out to Mighty Greaters. We are the Gnostics. Shout out to them. Deeper. Deeper. That's a little bit deeper. Occult information. That's a little bit deeper. Not too deep. But to understand it, you have to take your mind, and I have to take your mind pole. I have to take you, and the only thing so what I do, I take your mind, your mentality, and I take you to a new position, a new location. So when I take you to that location using your mind, you are able now to look at where your mind was, and now you understand that there's all possibilities. So now that becomes your awareness. So by default, now you know the world in a different way. Now you know why it's a full moon. So it's the same shit, different languages. Kuri thayo nie ndire kindu njitagwo ngetika Njenga wa Muthaka. Njenga wa Muthaka ni mumbui wa mbari ya Mbu. Njenga wa Muthaka ni endete andu. Njenga wa Muthaka ni endetwo ni andu. Njenga wa Muthaka ni wendo ti everything. Njenga wa Muthaka ni gikeno nikio maundu mothe. I'm here to do God's responsibility, aka my spirit's responsibilities. Now, if you have a question, you can ask one or two questions. Remember, I'm the bull, or what you call Baal, B-A-A-L, in the Bible, or what you call the Canaanite in the Bible, the second house, Taurus. So, the moon is exalted in Taurus, aka the moon always wants to be in Taurus. Now, my moon, when I was born, was in Leo. So the way I express my internal feelings and reactions is in a very sun way, a very Leo way, a very fifth house way. So I may come off as pride or something. But remember, this has to be all days since the moon is exalted in Taurus, aka the moon loves being in Taurus, which is the second house. Now, so it's a full moon, home. So it will be very home. So, and remember, I'm a very feminine sign, because I'm Earth, and Earth is feminine. So I'm already in too many emotions, I'm already in too many waters, I'm already feeling it harder than any of you. I'm feeling it. Keyword, kukaigua, feeling it. I'm feeling it harder than any of you, in the fact that the moon is in Taurus. So it's home. And the moon is emotion, the moon is feminine, just like Earth, so there's a lot of waters. Shout out to my queens, there's a lot of waters. If this was one of the queens, the water never ran dry. So, go to Nakiuria, we can end the video. If you have a question, if you don't have to get in your bato to yoka park into a babu kwa. So it's all on you. any question. Doesn't matter whether it's related to what we are talking about. When you become spiritual, become aware of information, because you can see everything from an expanded point of view. That's why in my coaching, I coach, or I remind people everything in life. I remind people how to deal with relationships, situations, circumstances, people, places, and things. So if you have any questions, you can shoot. Receiving the energy. Odupoi Kamau, you are most welcome. Kenoga Kagwani Dhayo. So any question that you may have, you can shoot. Maybe to remind you on what we call your hours. Your hour of the day. For example, between 6 and 8, that is Aries. Between 8 and 10, that is Taurus. Every 2 hours, you are in a different... Nakoni out of topic. Korota Gidari Kirone Gui Maitamaigi. So you have to look at your relationship with dogs. When I'm a gui, what does a dog represent to you? If a dog represents fear to you, then when you sleep and you go to those lower chakras or below the horizon, your animalistic states, if you are fighting with dogs, then you have to look at the representation of a dog to you. When you see a dog, is it something that is brave and courageous and guarding you? No, because for you, the dogs are eating you. So in your dreams, the dog that's supposed to be protecting you is eating you. So it's like a friend turning on themselves. But remember, the dream is about you. So the dream is about you going back on your words, aka guineta hekagae kareya. Okay? The dog is supposed to be your protector, but in this position, it's eating you. So the dream is reminding you that you are regurgitating. In whatever position you are in life, you are eating your own puke. You are going around in circles on something you're supposed to be making a decision, and that something is supposed to be your safety, shelter. It's supposed to be your safety, shelter, stability, what all the words that you can come up with security to protect you. So that whatever decision you need to make based on safety, stability, shelter, whatever names you want to attach, you're not paying it enough attention. So it's turning on you. So it's eating you. So so your desire is not going where it's supposed to be. You're not taking your desire to your higher Macbeth. You're not taking your solar plexus and that desire and putting it out there, projecting so that you can see the goal end. Meaning, whatever plan you have, you're not thinking it to the end. You're not seeing it to the end, the goal of it. That's your dream. Full moon and werewolves, combats. So what is a wolf? Boy. Why are we saying it's a werewolf? What is the word wear? Beware. Wear. Putting on something. Wearing a clothes. So you are wearing something. You are clothing yourself. So a werewolf is a wolf that is clothed. Clothed by that energy of the moon. All the way to shout out to anyone who has a beautiful clothes wear. Mwakaraja no ajie clothwear itagwo Mwagi Karanja clothwear to jabari to andu acio mathondeka nguo no ajie nguo. Fuck them. Kwani wao ndio wako na nini? Jabari wear, Jamhuri wear. You can start Mwagi Karanja wear and you are going to support your soul group. Don't just sit and watch other people make money. Under Armour, Nike, sijui Karikani, sijui Savco, sijui Levis. What about you? What about Mwagi Karaja jeans? If you know what you're doing. So now you are doing it as a ritual. You know how to make the right sigils. You know how to make the right talisman about that, or the sign, or the billboard, or whatever label you want to call it. You know when to launch it depending on your date. You know more than your local launch business here. At Louis Vuitton released a new fashion. It's a ritual. What do you mean they released a new line? They have released a new line of clothing. A new line of clothing. Wherewith to wear something to clothe that witchcraft. A new ritual. An updated ritual. With more terms and conditions and more desires on a moon when the moon is waxing. Now they sit back and wait for the full moon. They reap the benefits. But they use these stupid lost stars or music stars that you call, and then they put them on the limelight, and then they shoot them, or they make them each other by putting the guns putting the guns in the streets or in the slums. So when they kill each other, they create a situation, a circumstance whereby an artist, a superstar, a president dies, and then they use all those emotions to launch a clothing line. And you wonder why you're always wearing a Calvin Klein. Dogi afford kidoke gino is your goal in outer core for the labor. It's witchcraft. So let's have our own clothes and fuck them. Full moon and wear orbs combas. Nameda kohiga takanye west ni mahige. Fuck them. So though I cannot say who they are, but you know who they are. They start with a big name, with a big hook, a big J. I call them Mahika Kanye West and a billionaire, no Amudaka. But fuck them. We know them. So, hatire kyoria kege. Wone kuwa ne mwamenya mono, mwaririkana mono. Wanati bata usoka live rege, gwesia mwesawa. I want to save a lot of energy to go down, you get in your bar, I eat something, I take a shower, I come live for 1 or 2 videos. Not only that, what is your Nikuga Moisawa, Nikuga and your full like the moon. I thought to kill them or January or worry. To take more and you know the more. You can sit back and just watch. Wamudaka draw the life. Asawe, so group Mesawa. Matri Ginya Kyuria, Mesawa, so group tuko pamoja. Tuhamo tadina. Nina so group tuhamo tadina. Neodero reide. No, I'm saying. Tuhamo tadina. Dynasty Tiganaga. Shout out to the power of the Jigo, you know. All that allegory of hanging fruit. Why when you see a fruit hanging on the tree, whether it's an avocado, or even when you don't eat avocado, you're attracted to that hanging fruit. It's deeper than that. It's a whole occult lecture. I can do a whole occult lecture on why women go for big asses, whether they get injections or not, and why men will love looking at big asses. But then when it comes to felling the tree, sometimes we like them meat on bone. No pun intended or puns intended. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I know it you reward out of you. Mutenerio. Oh, there's some power of the jigo. Ekedo kesamani anaki oligo. We no go igatea. Go be komiatea. Nego spoon. Why the spooning dora kinyera. Nego ke wusirie tare you akinya mojo dora kinya. You need the inches. Okari go asa. Ekifo kiamede. Ginya kifo kiamede dora kinyera. Okari go asa. Maybe let me put it in a Mohammed way. Oh my God, it was good when it was moving, but I don't have the inches. Full moon and werewolves combas. If there's no question, we are going to call it a moon video, as short as it is. So do enjoy your Monday. Do enjoy your Monday evening today. Yeah, we are reaping the whatever we sowed. So moriwe January agirore ketuirorere tugeterere hindi wege ku rip kiria turahande tutinahanda mbegu njaga kontu handite na mbegu njaga tutingiahũthĩra data ũmũthĩ rĩu to mweri no ihũra tumenyaga turahandĩte mbegu njaga turore rũciũ noke tuone ngana nĩ tũragetha kĩndũ kĩega tuone ngana kwĩna data na maũndũ mangĩ ta mau. It doesn't go no further than that. Na nĩ thayũ.